Chapter 41. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Not long after, Ning Fengji, Ning Rongrong and others who went out to absorb the spirit ring also came back. When he found out that Yifeng's martial soul had mutated again, Ning Fengji showed a familiar look on his face. I was concerned about the results of the mutation, and was very happy to find that the Wuhuan had mutated into a more comprehensive owl, and called Yifeng to praise him, asking him to continue to work hard and strive to mutate the Wuhuan even more powerfully in the future. Well, I guess Ning Fengji is already used to Yifeng's Wuhuan mutation, so he is not surprised at all. After being the suzerain for so many years, he has never met such a person. In private, Ning Fengji asked Sword Douluo and Bone Douluo to keep an eye on Yifeng, for fear that something might happen to his martial spirit. After paying attention for a period of time, and finding that Yifeng was behaving normally, he slowly felt relieved. Regarding Yifeng's strange physique, Ning Fengji ran to the Tiando imperial family even if he had nothing to do, hoping to get the answer in the imperial family's books. Unfortunately, in the end, it was discovered that this situation was not recorded even in the royal family's books, so it had to be left alone. After Wuhuan evolved into an owl, Yifeng found that it became difficult to increase the speed of Wuhuan's evolution. It often took a full 45 days to increase a little evolution. In other words, it takes more than a year to improve from an ordinary owl to an excellent owl, and the further to the back, the more time it will take. I am afraid that in the end, if the Wuhuan wants to evolve once, the time needed will be in units of years. Fortunately, apart from the evolution rate of the martial soul, his strength is still improving rapidly, and he can increase by one level in an average of 1 or 2 months. Although the time required to upgrade to one level is also increasing, but the speed of increase is not fast, and it is still within the acceptable range. 5 months later, Yifeng broke through to level -. This year, Yifeng was just 8 years old. After discussing with Ning Fengji, Yifeng chose the flamingo as his third soul ring. After all, the evolution direction of the martial soul is related to the soul ring, so Yifeng also chose a more powerful bird in the optional range. Yes, Yifeng's soul ring options are limited, and Ning Fengji selected several options for him in advance. After all, he couldn't let Yifeng choose randomly. The cultivation base of this flamingo was around 2000. Speaking of which, Yifeng once again surpassed the limit to absorb the soul ring. Third soul ring, flame possession. When attacking, it comes with a flame attack, and the attack power is increased by %. With the blessing of the third soul ability, Yifeng's second soul ability is also powerful. Under the blessedness of the third soul skill, the feathers fired by the thousands of arrow feathers are attached with fire damage, and the attack power is doubled. Unfortunately, this time, Yifeng's martial spirit did not change because of the spirit ring. It's just that after releasing the soul skill, a layer of fire will appear on his body, making it look even more dazzling. After absorbing the third soul ring, Yifeng's level has also been raised to level 31, becoming an attack-type soul master. After all, Ning Fengji never could win Yifeng over. With Yifeng's insistence, Ning Fengji didn't bother to let him take the sensitive attack route. After all, Yifeng's physique is so strange. If it continues to mutate in the future, it is not impossible to become a soul master of the assault system. Moreover, this is just a matter of title. The development direction of a soul master is ultimately determined by the choice of soul skills. In terms of soul skills, there are not many choices given to Yifeng. What kind of soul skill to choose depends on his teacher. After becoming a soul master, Yifeng also upgraded all the copied soul skills, and also obtained some new soul skills. Host, Yifeng, martial soul, ordinary owl, 3 out of 10, level 31. Soul skill, rapid flying, small accomplishment, thousands of arrow feathers, Deshang, flame within. Getting started, skill, 7 treasures, glass meditation, consummation, distraction control. Qiqiao Linglong heart, 0.7 killing swordsmanship, consummation, strength increase, 40%, speed increase, 40%, soul power increase, 40%, healing light, stamina boost, defense boost, negative status expulsion, dodge, hard skin, concealment, sharp vision. After a few months, Yifeng's soul skills have not improved much. After all, most of them have reached the full level. Skills such as distraction control and 7-kill swordsmanship are almost on strike. Even if they practice automatically, it is not too much for him. With a big improvement effect, if you want to break through the shackles, you have to find another way. For example, fusion evolution like rapid flight. Only fusion evolution can bring about qualitative changes in soul skills. It is worth mentioning that, when the soul skill of rapid flight was successfully fused, the realm degenerated and only reached the level of proficiency, after several months of automatic training. The rapid flight has broken through to the state of Xiaocheng. It can be used with a single movement of the mind, and there is no need to release the martial soul. In the following period of time, Yi Feng's life became peaceful again. As the days passed, his strength was steadily increasing. In a blink of an eye, 4 years have passed. This year, Yi Feng also turned 12 years old. The 12-year-old Yi Feng has become a handsome young man. That handsome face, coupled with a pair of bright and deep eyes, seemed to sink into it as long as one stared at it for a while, and could never pull it out again. Coupled with the influence of Ning Fengji, even though he was only a teenager, Yi Feng also showed a refined and easygoing temperament. "Brother Feng, let's go, or Dad will find out later." At this moment, a crisp voice came from afar, from which the owner's excitement could be heard. Looking up, a girl as beautiful as an elf is running over happily. The person who came was Ning Rongrong. The 12-year-old Ning Rongrong has completely grown up. A simple white long dress, coupled with her exquisite face, and a height of 1.6 meters, made her look pretty and pleasant. The supple skin is as white as a lychee, as if water will come out when you pinch it. "Rongrong, do you really want to go to Shrek Academy?" Yi Feng had a gentle smile on his face. Seeing Ning Rongrong's appearance, his eyes fluctuated slightly. "Brother Feng, didn't we agree? Staying in the sect is really boring. I heard that Shrek Academy only accepts monsters, and the students it teaches are also monsters. I want to see what kind of academy that is. Such an interesting academy, how could we be missing?" A cunning flashed in Ning Rongrong's eyes. He stepped forward to hold Yi Feng's arm and kept shaking it, as if he would not stop if he didn't agree. What if the teacher finds out?" "You are fine, but the teacher may punish me." Yi Feng hesitated for a while, as if he was worried. "No, we all ran out. Dad will definitely not find out. After a long time, maybe Dad will calm down. Don't worry, if something really happens, I will bear all the consequences, and I won't let Dad punish you yours." Ning Rongrong patted her chest and said confidently. "Okay, then I'll trust you once, but it won't be an example." Yi Feng was so entangled by Ning Rongrong that he had no choice but to agree in the end. But in the depths of Yi Feng's eyes, there was a hint of a smile. End of this chapter. Chapter 42: The Encounter at the Rose Hotel. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Soto City is one of the 2 important cities in the Barak Kingdom. This is the richest city in the Kingdom of Barak, known as Barak's Granary. At this time, 2 young figures appeared at the gate of Soto City, about 10 years old, a man and a woman. The boy was dressed in a blue robe, with a crescent-shaped jade pendant hanging around his waist, and long black hair draped over his shoulders. There was always a slight smile on his plump and handsome face. People are thousands of miles away. The girl was wearing a simple white long dress. Her delicate face was like an elf among flowers, and her supple skin was even more suspicious, as if it would ooze water when pinched. There was also a crescent-shaped jade pendant hanging around the girl's waist, one white and one black, which obviously matched the boy's jade pendant. "Wow, is this Soto City? It looks very lively. Brother Feng, let's go out for a stroll after we settle down." The girl hugged the boy's arm, and the elf's weird eyes turned around. "Stop, like that, as if seeing everything is strange. You, after driving for so many days, don't you know you're tired?" The boy glanced around, seemingly inadvertently, but engraved the surrounding scene in his heart. They were Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong who sneaked out from the 7-treasure glazed tile school. 4 years have passed, and Yi Feng's strength has reached a certain level. In this Douluo continent, he has the ability to protect himself. When he found that his strength had slowed down, he decided to come out for a walk, and the first stop is naturally to visit Shrek. He didn't forget that Tang San still had a lot of ancient martial arts in his hands. With the golden finger, copying Tang San's martial arts, I'm afraid his cultivation speed can be improved even faster. So under his instigation, Ning Rongrong was calculated a little, and offered to secretly escape from the 7-treasure glazed tile school and go to Shrek. As for Yi Feng, in order to protect Ning Rongrong, he was forced to follow Ning Rongrong and flee with her to protect her safety. I'm a soul master, how can I be tired? For girls, shopping is such an interesting thing, how can they be tired? Okay, even if we want to go shopping, let's have a meal first. You see, it's already noon now. Let's find a hotel to settle down and fill our stomachs. Looking at Ning Rongrong's pretendingly begging gaze, Yi Feng was defeated. After the battle, I had no choice but to agree. I knew that brother Feng treated me the best. Ning Rongrong showed a bright smile on his face. This smile stunned the passers-by. Several of them even bumped into the pillars on both sides of the street. Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong were used to such gazes along the way, and they didn't care at all, still go their own way and talk about their own, shuttle among the crowd for a while. The two found a place, had lunch, and then began to look for a place to live. Soon, Ning Rongrong found a very unique hotel. This hotel is as high as 3 floors, which is considered tall among the buildings in Soto City, and on the outside, the decoration of this hotel is also extremely beautiful. The whole hotel is decorated with rose colors, and from the outside, it looks like a huge rose, which is extremely attractive. Brother Feng, this rose hotel looks very nice, let's stay here. Ning Rongrong pointed at the rose hotel. I'm afraid this is not very good. Yi Feng hesitated for a moment, pointed to the promotional board at the entrance of the hotel and said, this hotel seems to be a hotel for lovers. Why did this happen? Then we won't go. Seeing the ambiguous billboard at the entrance of the hotel, Ning Rongrong's ears were blushing, and she covered her face and dared not see anyone. Let's go, let's choose another hotel. Yi Feng looked at Ning Rongrong with a funny face, rubbed her head, and planned to stay in another hotel. Behind him, Ning Rongrong looked at the hotel reluctantly, and quietly glanced at Yi Feng's back. In fact, if brother Feng wants to stay in this love hotel, she has no objection. At this moment, violent fluctuations in soul power suddenly came from the hotel. Yi Feng's eyes flashed, and he turned to look inside the hotel. With his eyes, he happened to see 2 figures fighting. Brother Feng, it seems that someone is fighting inside. Hurry up, let's go in and have a look. Sensing that there is something exciting to watch, Ning Rongrong pulled Yi Feng and hurried to the hotel. When he came to the hotel entrance, Yi Feng also saw the scene inside. In the hotel, there were 2 people fighting. One looked about the same age as Yi Feng, 12 or 13 years old, wearing a light blue dress, looking very neat. There is also a belt inlaid with 24 jade stones around the waist. Although the appearance is ordinary, it gives people a feeling of being easy to get close to. The other looked older, about 15 or 16 years old, with a bit of fortitude in his handsome appearance, with long golden hair hanging behind him, looking wild and majestic. It is worth mentioning that this person has a pair of evil eyes, and the 2 eyes actually have double pupils. When the eyes open and close, the evil light flickers, and the cold aura emanating from the depths of the eyes is like ice, cold to the bottom of my heart. It turned out to be them. It seems that there is a good show to watch. Seeing the appearance of the 2, Yi Feng guessed their identities in an instant. Isn't this Tang San and Mubai among the Shrek 7 monsters? This time, Tang San was fighting with Mubai. Tang San's body is nimble and his movements are smooth, like a cunning loach. Mubai was wild and unusual. His movements were simple and direct, without any fancy, but every move seemed domineering and extraordinary. Behind Tang San, stood a girl with scorpion braids, that long scorpion braids, even down to her calves. She was wearing a small pink coat, which tightly covered her already developing body. The slender waist seems to be full of grip. The most amazing thing is the slender long legs. The perfect golden ratio, wearing a pair of white trousers, and the seductive curves make people want to find out. This should be Xiao Wu. I didn't expect it to be so good-looking. Yi Feng's eyes lit up. Compared with Ning Rongrong, Xiao Wu was not inferior to her at all. Brother Feng, is it pretty? At this moment, Ning Rongrong's faint voice reached Yi Feng's ears, making him come back to his senses. Well, it's not bad. These 2 people don't look weak. I didn't expect that we would meet two interesting geniuses just after we arrived in Suodo City. Yi Feng's eyes shifted, and he pointed at Tang San and Tang San who were fighting. Dai Mubai said. Humph, count your interest. Ning Rongrong stared at the girl vigilantly, and when she found that she was looking at the boys in the field with a worried face, she felt relieved. In the arena, the battle between Tang San and Dai Mubai has become more and more intense. As the two continue to collide, a strong roar echoed throughout the hall. End of this chapter. Chapter 43 Tang San vs Dai Mubai. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this moment, a purple meaning flashed across Tang San's eyes, catching Dai Mubai's slight flaw. With ghostly steps under his feet, a strange figure appeared behind Dai Mubai. Both hands struck out at the same time, and slapped heavily on his shoulder. At the critical moment, Dai Mubai remained calm in the face of danger. An evil light flashed in his eyes. He exhaled loudly, his body advanced instead of retreating, and at the same time he turned around and counterattacked. His fists came first, facing Tang San's palms, but Tang San had been waiting for this move for a long time. He turned his palms over. A flexible force suddenly appeared between one hand and the other, not only caused Dai Mubai's attack to deviate, but also both arms fell into Tang San's hands inside. Seizing the opportunity, Tang San stepped forward, ruthlessly bumping his shoulder into Dai Mubai's chest. Dai Mubai had no way to avoid it. With a muffled bang, Dai Mubai's body instantly flew backwards. The person was in mid-air. Dai Mubai also reacted, twisted his waist, made a backflip movement, and his body fell steadily to the ground. Originally could take advantage of Dai Mubai's unstable foothold and pursue the victory, but Tang San stopped gracefully, and said to him indifferently, "Do you want to continue?" Dai Mubai's evil eyes flashed, and the fighting intent in his eyes gradually became stronger. "Of course we have to continue, although I have already lost the competition just now, but I still want to have a good fight with you, otherwise, how could I be reconciled? Don't worry, no matter what the result of the subsequent competition is, I will give you this room today." Perhaps infected by Dai Mubai's fighting spirit, Tang San's eyes also gradually lit up. The two looked at each other, and the spark of passion gradually ignited. By who, possessed? A layer of strong white light was released on Dai Mubai's body, and in an instant, Dai Mubai's body began to change. The muscles all over his body tensed and swelled, and his blonde hair instantly turned into black and white colors, of which white accounted for the vast majority. On the forehead, a faint princely pattern flashed. This evil light, not only did not affect the domineering, but it seemed to be full of domineering majesty. His hands changed even more. A pair of arms were covered with white hair, and the palms were twice as large as before. From the top of the 10 fingers, sharp claws protruded one after another, stretching and contracting non-stop, and each claw was shining with cold lights. At the same time, under Dai Mubai's feet, 3 bright halos rose, 2 yellow and 1 purple. As the soul rings flowed, surging soul power radiated. At this moment, the entire hall seemed to be heavy. Millennium's soul ring, Xiao Wu exclaimed, panicked and wanted to fight side by side with Tang San, but was stopped by Tang San. "It's okay, this is a battle between men, I can do it." Tang San gave Xiao Wu a reassuring look, but when he turned his head to look at Dai Mubai, his expression became serious. The Soul Master of the 3 rings can be said to be the second master Tang San has ever encountered. As for the number 1 expert, it was the head of Nuoding's junior Soul Master. Dai Mubai, Martial Spirit White Tiger, Level 37 Battle Spirit Venerable, please advise. A gleam of light flashed in Dai Mubai's evil eyes, and he readily reported his own martial spirit and level. Facing the pressure brought by Dai Mubai's words, Tang San didn't dare to neglect. He stretched out his hand for a move. Dark blue light gathered in his hand. In the palm, a cluster of slender blue-silver grass appeared in the palm. The leaves of the blue-silver grass are covered with snake patterns, and if you look closely, you can also see some fine and dense thorns on the edges of the leaves. 2 yellow spirit rings rose from under Tang San's feet, moving slowly along his body. Tang San, Martial Soul Blue Silver Grass, Level 29 Great Soul Master, please advise. Your spirit is blue silver grass. Dai Mubai looked at Tang San in surprise. He didn't expect such a powerful person to have such a useless spirit. It seems that he was mistaken, but Tang San looked calm, and didn't think there was anything wrong with his blue-silver grass at all. My teacher said, there is no waste spirit, only waste spirit masters. What the spirit is not important. What is important, he is the one who uses martial souls. Well said, it seems that I have underestimated you. There is no useless martial spirit, only useless soul masters. Then let me learn how your martial spirit is different. Mubai didn't continue to talk nonsense. After the spirit possessed, it was necessary to consume spirit power. He saw sharp claws popping out from both hands, and rushed towards Tang San in an instant. Tang San and Mubai fought again, but Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong watched it vigorously. Brother Feng, you are right. They are really geniuses. One is level 29 and the other is level 37. I didn't expect there to be so many geniuses in Xuantian City at once. Ning Rongrong looked at them in surprise. Two people, especially Tang San, who was obviously as old as them, and in terms of level, unexpectedly almost caught up with her. It's not that Ning Rongrong is arrogant, it's that Tang San's performance is too eye-catching. One must know that Ning Rongrong is the jewel in the palm of the 7 treasure Glazed tile school, not only has the top cultivation talent, but also has the best cultivation environment. The combination of so many factors made Ning Rongrong cultivate so quickly. But the person in front of him was obviously dressed in ordinary clothes, except for the belt around his waist. He looked almost like an ordinary person. Under such circumstances, he had reached a level similar to hers, which had to be surprising. Rongrong, they are not the only ones who are geniuses. See if that girl is there. Although she hasn't made a move yet, it can be seen that she is also very strong. Yi Feng smiled and looked in Xiao Wu's direction. Glanced. Okay, I knew your eyes were dishonest, so you are not allowed to look at her. Women's focus is really different. Yi Feng talked about strength with her, but Ning Rongrong felt that Yi Feng was looking at her beauty. I can't even make sense. You little girl, what are you pretending to be in your head all day? Watch them fight. Yi Feng flicked Ning Rongrong's head angrily, but a trace of helplessness flashed in his eyes. How could Yi Feng not know about Ning Rongrong's vague feelings for him? But watching Ning Rongrong grow up from a little girl, to him, Ning Rongrong was just like his sister. There was no gender the feeling between. Well, you're bullying me again. Ning Rongrong pretended to cover her head, whimpering with a grieved face. The appearance of Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong certainly attracted everyone's attention, but everyone didn't have time to pay attention to them. Tang San and Mubai were fighting to a critical moment, but Xiao Wu was worried about Tang San's safety. Here, seeing that he couldn't defeat Tang San in a short time, Mubai finally used his third spirit ring. The purple halo suddenly flashed. Mubai's evil eyes suddenly turned blood red, and at the same time, his body began to swell again. The clothes on his upper body were bursting instantly, revealing his gnarled muscles. On the exposed skin, strange black and white lines appeared. If it wasn't for the lack of hair, it would be no different from a real tiger skin. End of this chapter. Chapter 44 Young and Frivolous. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Boom! After activating the third spirit ability White Tiger Vajra transformation, Mubai's strength increased greatly, and that powerful aura even made Tang San feel threatened. At a critical moment, Xiao Wu behind her activated her spirit possession without hesitation, and instantly rushed to Tang San's side, standing side by side with him. After activating the martial soul, Xiao Wu has a pair of white rabbit ears on her head, which looks very cute, and her already slender and tight legs look even more slender. At the same time, 2 yellow spirit rings appeared under Xiao Wu's feet, and under the support of the spirit rings, they appeared full of vitality. Little San, I'll help you. Tang San shook his head, grabbed Xiao Wu who wanted to rush over, shook his head at her, and said, Xiao Wu, this is a battle between men, don't interfere. Although Tang San looks quite gentle, but in fact he is also a machismo. If Xiao Wu was allowed to make a move, he might be despised by the other party. He didn't want to be underestimated because of this. Of course, this is also under the condition that he is sure that there is no hostility on Mubai. If the other party harbors hostility, no doubt, he will use his secret weapon. Your blue-silver grass is really good. I thought it was a useless martial spirit, but I didn't expect it to be so difficult to deal with in your hands. Dai Mubai looked at Tang San, with a flash of admiration in his eyes. However, if you want to defeat me, you are still a bit close. I am using the soul ability bestowed by the third soul ring now. This soul skill can keep me transformed for half an hour. During this half hour, my defense, strength, and attack will be doubled at the same time. With my level 37 soul power, in this blessing next, your blue-silver grass can no longer hurt me, so you are not my opponent. After saying this, Dai Mubai suddenly released the spirit possession. He had figured out Tang San's strength, so he naturally had no interest in continuing to fight. You are very strong, I lost this battle. Tang San admitted his own shortcomings frankly. In terms of strength, he is indeed inferior to Dai Mubai, but he believes that when he reaches Dai Mubai's age, he must be the one who wins. Since that's the case, I won't bother you guys anymore. I think we'll meet again soon. If someone troubles you in Shrek Academy, you can report my name, the evil-eyed white tiger Dai Mubai. Taking a deep look at Tang San and Xiao Wu, Dai Mubai beckoned to the twin beauties at the side, and turned to leave gracefully. It's just because Dai Mubai's clothes have been turned into pieces, he looks a bit embarrassed. Hey, how did you know we were going to Shrek Academy? Xiao Wu behind him called curiously. Hearing this, Dai Mubai stopped in his tracks, turned his back to them and said, looking at your age, you should only be about 12 years old. With your strength, you came to Soto City at this time, not because you want to enter history. What else could Lake Academy be? After explaining a sentence, Dai Mubai also came to the door. Just because of watching a play, Feng and Ning Rongrong just happened to block the road in front of the hotel. Go away. Dai Mubai cast a cold glance at Feng and Ning Rongrong, and stepped towards them without stopping. Hey, why are you so rude? My aunt won't let me go today, let's see what you can do to me. Before Feng could speak, Ning Rongrong was the first to get angry. At such a big age, no one has ever dared to say roll to her. It's just a little 30-level soul master, what's so crazy about it? Dai Mubai stopped, and his cold evil eyes fell on Ning Rongrong. Very well, it seems that you are also soul masters. Let's fight. Let me see if you have the strength to defeat this little soul like me. Respect. Just now, because of the age gap, Dai Mubai had already been hit very depressed. Unexpectedly someone jumped out now, just to use it to vent his anger. Brother Feng, it's so funny, this guy with weird eyes actually wants to defeat us. Ning Rongrong lay on Feng's body, almost unable to stop laughing. Stop laughing, be serious, others can be rude, but we can't. Feng patted Ning Rongrong on the head and said with a light smile. Brother Feng, help me teach him a lesson, let him perform rolling for us. Ning Rongrong stopped laughing, pulled Feng's arm and kept shaking it. She is very vengeful, dare to tell her to go away, today must teach this guy a lesson. Very good, you have successfully angered me, so you go up together. If you can beat me, I will leave immediately, otherwise, I will let you guys know the fate of angering me. Dai Mubai laughed angrily. I really don't believe it, these two little guys in front of me are also as talented as Tang San. Young Master Dai, you have to be forgiving and forgiving. Enemies should be resolved rather than knotted. There is no conflict in the first place. Why bother to fight and kill each other? Wouldn't it be better for everyone to take a step back? At this very moment of sword tension, Tang San's clear voice came over. Looking up, Tang San was stepping towards them with Xiao Wu. Tang San, you want to meddle in your own business? Hearing Tang San's words, Dai Mubai looked at Tang San also coldly. Bah, you weird-eyed guy, we don't see you bullying people, you're just a few years older than us, what's there to be arrogant about? Xiao Wu made a face at Dai Mubai, and said disgustedly, because of what happened just now, Xiao Wu doesn't have a good impression of him. The tiger doesn't show its power. You really think I'm a sick cat? Stop talking nonsense, let's do it, even if you four go up together. Dai Mubai gave Tang San a cold look. He kindly let him go, but he didn't appreciate it, and even kicked his nose in the face. It seems that he must be taught a lesson. What kind of thing are you? You are worthy of our attack. Brother Feng can clean you up with one hand. Ning Rongrong cast a sneer at Dai Mubai. I am afraid that until now, he does not know who he has offended. Come on. You girl, you know how to cause trouble for me. Yi Feng gave Ning Rongrong an angry look, and when he turned around, his eyes became indifferent. You should make a move first, otherwise there will be no chance to make a move. Although because of the original book, Yi Feng has a sense of kinship with Dai Mubai, Tang San and others, but that's just the original work. In reality, he doesn't care who you are, as long as you offend him, he'll beat you up. While speaking, Yi Feng released a powerful breath. As soon as this breath came out, Dai Mubai, Tang San, and Xiao Wu changed their colors at the same time, especially Dai Mubai, who was facing Yi Feng, felt his hairs stand on end, and the feeling of crisis kept coming from the bottom of his heart. White Tiger, possessed. The first soul skill, the White Tiger Barrier. The third soul skill, White Tiger King Kong Transformation. In just an instant, Dai Mubai quickly released his most powerful means, not daring to delay for a moment. End of this chapter. Chapter 45 The Powerful Yi Feng. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Dai Mubai activated the White Tiger transformation, Tang San's face changed in vain, pulling Xiao Wu back quickly. From the aura released by Yi Feng, Tang San felt a deadly threat. This feeling was even stronger than the Dean of Nodding College he had met. You know, the Dean of Nodding College is a level 42 weapon soul sect, and now Yi Feng gave him the feeling that he was stronger than the Dean. Doesn't this mean that Yi Feng's strength is at least that of the soul sect? Judging from Yi Feng's age, he was only about the same age as him. For a moment, Tang San looked at Yi Feng in shock. He understood that he had met the legendary peerless genius. In any era, there will be one or several figures who are like the arrogance of the world. If these figures grow up, they will all suppress the entire era. In his eyes, Yi Feng is such a proud person. Only those rumored peerless geniuses have such strength. How is it possible? Why are you so strong? Dai Mubai, who was facing Yi Feng, went crazy. Compared to Tang San, Dai Mubai's knowledge is wider. After all, each of the teachers in Shrek Academy is stronger than the current Yi Feng. But also because of this, Dai Mubai has a clearer perception of Yi Feng's strength. He was shocked to find that only soul masters above the Soul King could emit such a powerful aura. That being said, the person in front of him who was about the same age as Tang San was at least level 50 or above. Don't waste time, let's do it. Yi Feng looked indifferently. With Dai Mubai's strength, he didn't even have the qualifications to make him serious. What Yi Feng said made Dai Mubai extremely embarrassed, and at the same time felt a burst of resentment. That hatred was not towards Yi Feng, but towards himself. He is obviously so much older than Yi Feng, but he knows that he is not Yi Feng's opponent at all. Even if he makes a shot reluctantly, he is just asking for trouble. I'm not your opponent. If you want to kill me, let me know what you want. Today, I admit it. Thinking of the big brother in the family who put him under great pressure, Dai Mubai instantly entered a decadent state. Today's incident gave him a huge blow, even to the point of doubting his life. First Tang San and Xiao Wu were two outstanding geniuses close to the 30th level, and now they met the even more talented Yi Feng. He suspected that he was a useless piece of trash. No wonder he was forced to stay away from his family and didn't even have the courage to go home. Hey, for the sake of your sense of humor, I won't argue with you today. I can't say, my sister and you will still be classmates in a few days. That's fine, let's go. Dai Mubai's appearance also made Yi Feng feel lost. Interested in doing it, he waved his hand, and led Ning Rongrong to leave. Hey, wait a minute, are you planning to join Shrek Academy too? At this moment, Xiao Wu's crisp voice sounded from behind. Ning Rongrong's eyes lit up, and she looked back at Xiao Wu. That's right, I heard that Shrek Academy only accepts monsters. I want to see how they have the ability to say such big words. She also heard the conversation between Xiao Wu and Dai Mubai just now. Knowing that Xiao Wu and Tang San are also planning to go to Shrek to enroll in the academy, plus the reason why they spoke for them just now, Ning Rongrong has disliked them. Small favors. Great, we are going to Shrek Academy too, we can go together. Xiao Wu was very interested in Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong, and warmly invited them. By the way, my name is Xiao Wu, the dancing dancer. His name is Tang San, the third of Xiao San. Xiao Wu pulled Tang San and introduced himself. Puff, little 3's 3. Yi Feng couldn't hold back, and almost let out a pig cry. Brother, is there something wrong with my name? Tang San looked at Yi Feng suspiciously, not understanding why he was smiling so happily. It's okay, it's not your problem, it's because I suddenly thought of a funny thing just now, I'm sorry. Yi Feng held back his smile. Of course he couldn't tell the reason for his laughter. In order to avoid questioning, Yi Feng hastily changed the subject, and also started to introduce, my name is Yi Feng, and this is my sister, Ning Rongrong. You are brother and sister? Then why don't you have the same surname? Xiao Wu spoke bluntly, and asked without waiting for Tang San to stop her. Brother Feng is my father's disciple, we are like brothers and sisters. Ning Rongrong said proudly. Oh. Xiao Wu's eyes turned back and forth on Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong, and then showed a clear look. Then what about you, are you a couple? Xiao Wu's ambiguous expression made Ning Rongrong's ears slightly blush, but she was not to be outdone. She looked at Xiao Wu and Tang San with sly eyes, and asked the question that made the two of them blush. What, Xiao San and I are just brothers and sisters of the opposite sex, so we're not a couple. Xiao Wu's face was already as red as an apple, but she still insisted on arguing. Even Tang San blushed at what Ning Rongrong said bluntly. Oh, so they are brothers and sisters of the opposite sex, I understand. Ning Rongrong nodded knowingly, emphasizing the word opposite sex. Okay, Rongrong, stop teasing them. Didn't you see that they were blushing? Let's go, let's find a place to settle down first. If you have anything to say, we'll talk about it later. Yi Feng patted Ning Rongrong on the head. If he was allowed to continue talking, Xiao Wu and Tang San would soon be unable to get off the stage. Well, manager, do you have any room here? Ning Rongrong rolled his eyes and asked the manager who was hiding on the counter. Rongrong, didn't you say you can't stay in this hotel? Yi Feng hesitated for a moment. This hotel is a hotel for lovers. He and Rongrong lived together, and he always felt something was wrong. The point is that even though the two of them apparently sneaked out of the Qibao Glazed tile school, but only he knew that the whereabouts of the two of them had been under Ning Fengji's control. In the dark, there were several disciples of the Seven Treasure Glazed tile school following them. If Ning Fengji knew that he was staying in a love hotel with his precious daughter, maybe he would be skinned. What are you afraid of? It's not like letting us live in the same room, it's just a name. Let's live here. Ning Rongrong hugged Yi Feng's arm and said pitifully, Ning Rongrong is quite interested in this hotel. She wants to see how this kind of love hotel is different from ordinary hotels. This, not so good. Ning Rongrong didn't care about these things. Before Yi Feng agreed, he had already dragged him to the hotel counter. Hey, do you have any rooms here? Open me the two most expensive ones. Miss Ben has plenty of money. As soon as he heard the word money, the manager's eyes lit up, and he pretended to flip through the counter for a while, then raised his head, and said in embarrassment, I'm sorry, distinguished guest, we only have one room left. Yes. But please rest assured, our room is very large, more than enough for 2 people. Since there is no one, forget it. Yi Feng pulled Ning Rongrong, ready to take him away. Didn't you say there is another one? We live in it. When we were young, we lived together. I want to see what is the difference between a love hotel and an ordinary hotel. Seeing the portraits of the rooms behind the counter, Ning Rongrong was even more reluctant to leave. End of this chapter. Chapter 46 Yi Feng's Actions. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With Ning Rongrong's insistence, Yi Feng finally failed to win her over and was forced to live in the Rose Hotel. So, you were lying to us just now. Why did the waiter say that there is only one room when there are still extra rooms? Tang San felt deceived. The waiter clearly said that there was only one room. Now another room has been drilled out, isn't this a scam? Under Tang San's gaze, Manager Wang wiped the cold sweat from his forehead, and said with an apologetic smile, this honored guest, just now his subordinates didn't understand the rules. He is new here, so he doesn't care much about our hotel situation. I understand, I'm sorry, there is really only one room this time. Manager Wang looked at Tang San in fear, he didn't dare to neglect these soul masters. Little San, forget it, one room is one room, didn't it mean that we will go shopping later, let's not delay. Xiao Wu tugged on Tang San's sleeve, comforting. Okay, Manager Wang, go through the formalities for us. By the way, how much does it cost to repair this hall? Tang San asked embarrassedly, looking at the hall that had been destroyed due to the fight with Dai Mubai. No, this has nothing to do with you. Manager Wang shook his head and said respectfully, young Master Dai said just now that these expenses are all his. He is our VIP customer here. Just put it in the account. These are all distinguished guests of our store. I decided to let you stay for 3 days for free. If the guests are satisfied, welcome to visit next time. Manager Wang is also a shrewd person, knowing that they are all promising soul masters. Not only Tang San and Xiao Wu's fees were waived, but Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong's fees were also waived. By the way, he could tell that with Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong's clothes and demeanor, they were not poor people at all. As long as you take good care of them, there will be plenty of money to be made in the future. As he said that, Manager Wang didn't give them a chance to refuse at all, and went through the check-in formalities in 3 clicks, and handed them the keys. Manager Wang, you are very good. If there is a chance, this lady will come to take care of your business in the future. Ning Rongrong looked at Manager Wang with satisfaction, and gave him an appreciative look. After some twists and turns, Yi Feng, Tang San and others successfully checked into the Rose Hotel. Tang San and Xiao Wu were arranged in the room of Red Ocean, but Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong live in Pink Tenderness. Their rooms happen to be next to each other. Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong seemed to have a tacit understanding about this. They showed each other a tacit smile. With this smile, the relationship between the two became cordial in an instant. Yi Feng and Tang San looked inexplicably at the two girls who warmed up to each other, not understanding the strange friendship between them. Seeing a few people go upstairs, Manager Wang breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, we have arranged for these little ancestors. But manager, our Red Ocean and Pink Tenderness cost 10 gold soul coins a day. Wouldn't it be a loss for you to do this? The waiter next to him asked, puzzled. Shut up, what do you know? Let's not talk about the later 2 children, just the first 2. Do you know what it means to have 2 soul rings at such a young age? Manager Wang scolded the waiter, and then couldn't help showing off. What does it mean? The waiter took the role of a fan with a wink. This means that their future prospects are limitless, and they may be the descendants of some big family. We can't afford to offend such characters. And as long as we can serve them well, we can benefit from them casually. Young man, this is the service tenet of our Rose Hotel. You, learn a little bit, I like you. Leaving aside the manager's suggestion to the waiter, Yi Feng was a little embarrassed. Coming to the 3rd floor of the Rose Hotel, Yi Feng found their room according to the door number. On the top floor, there are only a few rooms in total, and the house numbers say things like Blue Enchantress, Yellow Sincerity, White Innocence, and Red Ocean. Just hearing the name is full of ambiguity. Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong's room is pink and tender. After opening the door, the eyes are all pink. The room inside is very large. The living room alone is more than 50 square meters. In the hall, all the decorations are pink, especially in the center of the hall, there is a large heart-shaped pattern made of pink roses. Wow, it's beautiful here, I like it so much. Yi Feng felt embarrassed, but Ning Rongrong was very excited. This pink room is her favorite. Hey, Rongrong, take a look in the room first, and I'll go out for a while. Looking at the ambiguous atmosphere in the room, Yi Feng couldn't stay any longer, and the sense of crisis in his heart made him want to go out impatiently. Oh! Ning Rongrong was immersed in the beautiful atmosphere, and didn't care what Yi Feng was saying. Yi Feng shook his head, turned and left the room. The moment he left the room, Yi Feng's expression gradually became stern, and he no longer had the gentle look in front of Ning Rongrong. Come out. Apart from the Rose Hotel, Yi Feng came to a remote alleyway and said coldly. See Your Highness Yi Feng, that the next moment, several ordinary-looking figures suddenly appeared in the alleyway, bowing down to Yi Feng. I hope that the matter of Rongrong and I staying in the Rose Hotel, you can pretend that it never happened, remember? Yi Feng put on a stern look in front of several people. Yes, Your Highness Yi Feng, we have never heard of the Rose Hotel. One of the tall and thin young people said cleverly. Very good, you can send someone back to inform the teacher. Rongrong and I will stay in Shrek Academy next, and go back and tell the teacher that Rongrong has me by his side, so he doesn't have to worry. Yi Feng nodded in satisfaction. Nod, it seems that the people in the dark team are still very winking, knowing what to say and what not to say. Actually, this was a trivial matter, but Yi Feng was worried that after Ning Fengji learned that they were staying in a love hotel, there might be some misunderstandings. After all, Sword Douluo and Bone Douluo very much hoped that he and Ning Rongrong would get together, and often matched them up intentionally or unintentionally. Yes. Several members of the dark team looked at Yi Feng enthusiastically, and the light of admiration was almost visible to the naked eye. Those who work behind the scenes know more about Yi Feng's strength and know that Yi Feng has a bright future, so they agreed to his little request without even thinking about it. Okay, let's go. Yi Feng waved his hand, telling the dark team to leave. After they left, Yi Feng regained his gentle expression. End of this chapter. Chapter 47 Straight Man Tang 3. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 47 The Straight Man Tang San. Back at the hotel, Ning Rongrong was rolling around on the big pink bed. Cheerful laughter echoed throughout the room. Rongrong, stop playing, didn't you say you want to go out for a stroll? Clean up, let's go out. By the way, ask Tang San and Xiao Wu next door, we can go together. Alright, let's go out and play. Ning Rongrong got up and ran to the ground with bare feet. Let's go, we may stay in Soto City for a long time, let's see what's interesting here first. Yi Feng rubbed Ning Rongrong's lovely head, and went to find Tang San and Xiao Wu together. In fact, Yi Feng wanted to find Tang San, but he also had his own little thoughts. The reason why he came to Shrek was to try to see if he could copy Tang San's cultivation technique. He had been coveting Tang San's Xuantian Kung for a long time. Compared with meditation, Tang San's Xuantian Kungfu is obviously more powerful. When the speed of cultivation has fallen into a flat period, if Tang San's Xuantian Kung can be obtained, it is estimated that he can quickly improve his cultivation level again. As for the second reason, it is naturally because of the grass jelly. Those fairy grasses in the eyes of ice and fire are simply another trick of Tang San. Even the title Douluo Dugubo didn't know those fairy grasses, let alone how to use them, in order to let Ning Rongrong's 7 treasures Glazed Tower evolve. And also for his own martial soul to evolve faster, Yi Feng came to Shrek Academy, planning to occupy a spot first. He himself doesn't particularly need the fairy grass. Even if he doesn't have the fairy grass, his martial soul can evolve by itself. At most it's just a little slower, but Ning Rongrong is different. Without the fairy grass to evolve her 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda, she will be like Ning Fengji, trapped in the soul sage stage in the future, unable to break through for the rest of her life. This is what Yi Feng doesn't want to see. Just when Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong were preparing to invite Tang San and Xiao Wu, on the other side, Xiao Wu was also pestering Tang San, wanting to go out to play. Little San, third brother, why don't you go out with me to play? What's the point of staying in the room? Don't you feel bored and panic? Xiao Wu has a restless temper, just stayed in the room for a while. I just want to go out and play. But I still have to practice. I don't have your talent. Even if I don't practice much, my strength can continue to improve. If I want to improve my strength, I have to work harder. After fighting Dai Mubai once, Tang San felt real pressure. Although he still doesn't know what Shrek Academy looks like, judging from the strength Dai Mubai showed today, Shrek Academy is definitely not an ordinary academy. In today's battle, if Dai Mubai hadn't stopped at the last moment, he would definitely not be Dai Mubai's opponent in a real fight. Although neither he nor Xiao Wu suffered any harm in the end, he never wanted to experience that powerless feeling again. After today's battle, Tang San also gained a lot. Now, he only wanted to digest and absorb today's gain, and transform it into his own strength. Xiao Wu pouted dissatisfiedly, and looked at Tang San with big eyes resentful. she just stared at Tang San like this. She didn't care how many reasons Tang San had, now, she just wanted to play outside, facing Xiao Wu like this. Tang San really had nothing to do with him. Just when he was about to agree, there was a knock on the door suddenly. "Who is knocking on the door? I'll go and see." Hearing the movement, Tang San took the opportunity to escape Xiao Wu's gaze, got up and went to open the door. After opening the door, Feng and Ning Rongrong happened to be standing outside the door. After seeing Tang San, Feng showed a smile on his face. "Brother Tang San, Rongrong and I are going out for a stroll. Do you and Xiao Wu want to come with us?" Knowing that Feng and Ning Rongrong were also planning to enroll in Shrek Academy, Tang San was also more friendly to them, but facing Feng's question, Tang San showed embarrassment. "This." Tang San scratched his forehead, and was about to find a reason to refuse, but Xiao Wu, who came out to check the situation, spoke. Hearing that Feng and Ning Rongrong were going to go shopping, Xiao Wu said happily, okay, we are also going to go shopping, so we can go together." Xiao Wu is very curious about Feng and Ning Rongrong, especially about Feng's strength. Xiao Wu is even more curious. "Well, but I still want to practice." Tang San looked at Xiao Wu in embarrassment, especially recalling the pressure that Feng's aura had brought to him just now. He wanted to practice even more. "Xiao San, let's go out for a stroll, it won't take long, it's the same when we come back to practice after we're done shopping." Xiao Wu shook Tang San's sleeves, persuading him non-stop. "Since brother Tang San has something to do, why don't you just forget about it?" Seeing Tang San's embarrassment, Feng was unwilling to force it. Anyway, the future is long, and if he wants to practice Tang San's skills, there will be plenty of opportunities in the future. "No, I'll go with you. If he wants to practice, let him practice by himself." Seeing that Tang San didn't want to go out, Xiao Wu threw off his sleeve, obviously a little angry. "That's right, let Xiao Wu play with you guys, I'll practice for a while." Tang San didn't seem to notice that Xiao Wu was angry. His eyes lit up, but a happy smile appeared on his face. Tang San was already used to letting Xiao Wu play by herself. It was like this when he was at Notting College. He was cultivating hard, and Xiao Wu was her big sister, leading a group of younger brothers to play around. Now that Feng and Ning Rongrong are willing to take Xiao Wu with him, he is also relieved. After all, Feng and Ning Rongrong don't seem to be bad people. Let's go, let him cultivate by himself, what a fool." Xiao Wu was almost fainted by Tang San's words, and stomped out of the room. Tang San rubbed his forehead and looked at Xiao Wu, not understanding why she was suddenly angry. "Then let's go first, brother Tang San, let's cultivate slowly." Feng held back a smile, and waved goodbye to Tang San. He really didn't realize that Tang San actually had such a straight male side. Of course, what he didn't know was that in Ning Rongrong's eyes, Feng was no better. He was just a big stupid piece of wood. The three walked out of the Rose Hotel. Feng looked at Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu. "Where do you want to go?" "I don't care, I can go anywhere, as long as I don't get bored in the room." Xiao Wu is still angry now, and has no interest in shopping. When she was at Notting College, she was the eldest sister there, surrounded by a large group of younger students at any time, and she could play as she wanted. Now that she came out alone with Tang San, she realized that Tang San's temperament was too boring, and she only knew how to cultivate all day long. With her lively temperament, she was naturally a little uncomfortable. "Then let's go for a casual stroll and see what's interesting in Xuantian City first," Ning Rongrong said with high spirits. End of this chapter. Chapter 48, Ning Rongrong's treasure hunting ability. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Soto City is worthy of being one of the two most important cities in the Baroque Kingdom. Walking on the street, there are crowds of people coming and going everywhere. On both sides of the street, there are also various types of shops, and the dazzling array of goods makes people dizzy. This kind of scene is simply a paradise in a girl's dream. In just a short while, the enthusiasm of Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu was aroused. Wherever there is excitement, just join in. Whenever you come across a store, you have to go in and take a look. In particular, shops that sell all kinds of clothing are the first choice for the two of them. Feng followed behind, watching the two young and charming girls chattering about choosing products, and his mood improved accordingly. born in the 7-treasure glazed tile sect. What Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong need most is money, especially Ning Rongrong, as long as she buys all the products that she likes. She spends a lot of money in a short time. Xiao Wu, on the other hand, didn't buy much, because she had no money at all. Even the golden soul coins she received at the spirit hall every month were kept by Tang San. When encountering something Xiao Wu likes, the generous Ning Rongrong pays for her. The friendship between girls is so strange. They just went shopping together. Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu are like good friends for many years, very affectionate. Ha! Brother Feng, look at that shop, it seems to sell soul guide items. Just when Yi Feng was feeling a little bored, Ning Rongrong's surprised voice brought him back to his senses. Looking in the direction of Ning Rongrong's finger, he saw a special signboard hanging on a shop not far away. On the signboard, there is a pattern very similar to the badge of Xuantian. The pattern depicts a sword, a hammer, and a dragon. Among them, Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong are very familiar with the appearance of that sword. It is the image of sword Douluo's 7-killing sword. Come on, let's go in and see if we can find some good things. Yi Feng's eyes lit up when he saw this shop, and he became interested instantly. He remembered that there was something good about this place. Leave it to me, as long as there is any good treasure in it, I guarantee it won't escape my palm. Ning Rongrong patted his chest confidently. She is qualified to say this. The 7 treasures glazed tile pagoda has a hidden treasure appreciating ability, and it is because of this ability that the 7 treasures glazed tile sect can become the richest sect. With the ability to appreciate treasures, no treasure can escape Ning Rongrong's perception. Yi Feng naturally knew of Ning Rongrong's ability. The two looked at each other, and before Xiao Wu understood what happened, they had already entered the shop first. Walking into the shop, the door of the shop is open, and walking inside, I feel that the surrounding sight suddenly dimmed. What? Why is this door reluctant to turn on a light? Xiao Wu followed in while complaining. As soon as they entered the store, the three of Yi Feng were attracted by the special fluctuations in the store. Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong, who are familiar with this kind of fluctuation, know that this is the fluctuation of soul power that only soul guides can possess. Under normal circumstances, if the soul guide is not used by someone, or if it is bound by soul power, it will cause this kind of soul power to be released. For example, the Yin-Yang Jade pendant hanging around Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong's waist is a kind of soul guide. From the outside, there are not many things in the store, and it looks very old. From this point of view, the owner of this store does not seem to be working hard at all. The owner of the shop saw people coming in, and ignored them. He was still lying on a wooden recliner, shaking his eyes with his eyes closed. The boss looked to be in his 50s, with a strong figure, but not very good looking. If I had to describe it, it would be a shoehorn face. Although his eyes are closed, he looks a bit cunning. Needless to say, the person with such a distinctive appearance must be Flender. Are these things soul guides? Xiao Wu looked at the items in the store curiously, a little suspicious of whether they were real or not. Just take a look and you'll know. Yi Feng's eyes swept across the many crystals, and he remembered that the treasure was a piece of crystal. It's a pity that he didn't do much research on these, and he wasn't sure which one it was. At this moment, Ning Rongrong tugged on his sleeve, and quietly pointed to a piece of crystal the size of a human head. That piece of crystal doesn't look very eye-catching, and there are large dark yellow impurities on the outside. It looks like a piece of waste, it's just that its volume is huge. About the size of a human head, and it can be said to be the largest piece of crystal in the shop. It seems that this is that treasure. Because it's been too long, Yi Feng can't remember what it is. He only remembered that there were some very powerful natural hidden weapons hidden in a piece of crystal, and this kind of hidden weapon was specially designed to break the protective energy of the body. Although he doesn't know how to use hidden weapons, someone will. I hope that Wu Huan will be more powerful, and he can just copy Tang San's hidden weapon techniques. Boss, how much is this crystal? Yi Feng walked around the shop casually, and when he came to the crystal that Ning Rongrong was pointing at, he asked. Not expensive, 100 gold soul coins. Flender said lazily without raising his head. Okay, this is 100 gold soul coins. It's mine. Yi Feng didn't even pay back the price, and threw out a bag of gold soul coins. In the material soul guide. Brother Feng, don't be fooled, how can this broken crystal be worth 100 gold soul coins? Seeing Yi Feng spend 100 gold soul coins without blinking, Xiao Wu felt very distressed. How many beautiful clothes do you have to buy for such a large sum of money? You don't have enough money. Seeing Yi Feng paying so readily, Flender didn't care that the crystal had been taken away by Yi Feng, and directly asked for a price increase. Boom. Ning Rongrong slapped the table with a slap, and looked at Flender viciously. What a profiteer, you actually blackmailed my aunt to come to you. Believe it or not, I will make your shop unable to open. Yeah, this broken crystal is worth 100 gold soul coins. This is obviously a liar. Brother Feng, we won't buy his junk anymore. Xiao Wu also stood with Ning Rongrong in the same hatred, glaring with Flender. 200 gold soul coins, take them if you want, otherwise please leave. Flender was still lazy, as if he didn't feel anything wrong at all. What if I say no? Yi Feng chuckled, and slowly released the aura that belonged to the Soul King. The vigorous momentum spread, and the items in the shop were shaking. What? Feeling Yi Feng's aura, Flender finally opened his eyes. When he looked up and saw Yi Feng's appearance, a bright light flashed in his eyes. End of this chapter. Chapter 49. Tang San is not honest. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With Flender's strength, Yi Feng's arrogance certainly won't work against him. Yi Feng himself knew this, but obviously, there was nothing wrong with what Yi Feng did. No, it just stunned Flender as soon as he showed it. Boy, are you a student who signed up for Shrek Academy this year? Flender pretended to be indifferent, putting on an appearance of a senior, but in fact, if it wasn't for his amazing strength, forcibly suppressing the emotion of surprise, maybe he would have exclaimed, judging by Yi Feng's age, he is only 11 or 12 years old, but the soul power and aura he released can only be possessed by a soul king. What does this mean? This shows that he is a peerless genius who has reached level 50 at only 11 or 12 years old. In 2 days' time, Shrek Academy will enroll students. The purpose of such a genius appearing at this time is self-evident. It seems that Shrek Academy is about to find a treasure. So what if you are, so what if you are not, you damn profiteer, we haven't settled with you yet. Ning Rongrong doesn't care about Flender's pretentiousness, she will be angry now. Rongrong, this senior is not simple, please don't underestimate him. Seeing Flender's face stiff, Yi Feng also knew that enough is enough, so he stretched out his hand to Ning Rongrong, and secretly gave her winked. Although Ning Rongrong was called a little witch in the 7 Treasure Glazed tile school, she was as docile as a kitten in front of Yi Feng. After receiving Yi Feng's wink, she hurriedly put away her aggressive side and showed the expression of a good girl. That face-changing speed is a must. So, you guys are really going to sign up at Shrek Academy? Although Yi Feng didn't get an answer, Flender's face was filled with joy, and he almost couldn't maintain his expression. There is such a plan. Yi Feng gave Flender an ambiguous answer. For entering Shrek Academy, Yi Feng has this plan, but how to enter is more important. After all, for him, joining Shrek Academy didn't mean much to him, the only meaning actually fell more on Tang San. Well, yes, since you're still students, I will give you that crystal, and you can take back the money. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Flender was instantly alert, grinned, pointed at Yi Feng's money bag on the table, and said generously, looking at the generosity, Flender actually felt very distressed, but he couldn't bear the child not being able to trap the wolf. In order to make a good impression on Yi Feng, Flender was generous once in a while. You man, why are you so strange? Xiao Wu looked around Flender a few times, feeling a little confused. Even though he had the face of a profiteer just now, how could he be so generous, not even asking for money? The money that should be given is still to be given. Senior, you should accept this money. Let's take our leave first, goodbye. Yi Feng didn't want to owe Flender a favor because of a piece of crystal. He has plenty of money, but he doesn't want to be taken for a ride. After saying this, Yi Feng pulled Ning Rongrong, gave Xiao Wu a wink, turned around and left very simply, not giving Flender a chance to speak at all. Shrek Academy, if you want to get him, a genius, to join, you can't do it without paying a price. Watching the 3 of Yi Feng leave, Flender didn't feel any dissatisfaction. Instead, he walked around in place with a happy face, almost dancing. Genius, this is a peerless genius. No, I have to personally watch over the enrollment of the college this time. This kind of genius cannot be let go like this. Brother Feng, is that profiteer very powerful? Why do you call him senior? After leaving the shop, Xiao Wu seemed to have come to her senses. Being able to remain calm under the aura of my soul king, his strength is naturally very strong. Yi Feng touched the storage soul guide on his wrist, with a smile on his face. What, you are the soul king? Xiao Wu exclaimed. She didn't pay attention to anything else, but she heard the word soul king clearly. Brother Feng is such a genius, the soul king has nothing to complain about. Ning Rongrong looked at Yi Feng adoringly, and Yu Rongyan raised his chin, showing off to Xiao Wu proudly. How is this possible? Although she got an affirmative answer, Xiao Wu still looked like she couldn't believe it. She knew that Yi Feng was very strong. This point could be seen from the fact that Dai Mubai didn't even make a move and directly surrendered. It was also because she knew that Yi Feng was very strong that she followed Ning Rongrong in calling Brother Feng, but Xiao Wu never expected that Yi Feng was actually a soul king above level. You know, she and Tang San both have innate talents with full soul power, and up to now, they are only at level 29, and Yi Feng looks similar to them, but is 3 realms higher than them. This surprised her too. Okay, I don't have anything to say about my strength, and I've been shopping for so long. Let's go back first, and call Tang San out. By the way, let's have a meal together. Yi Feng was used to Xiao Wu's surprised look. After all, as a peerless genius, there are always some troubles. That's the trouble with geniuses. Okay, let me see later, what treasures we found this time. Ning Rongrong was very happy to see a good treasure. It was all thanks to her. Soon, the group of 3 returned to the hotel, and under Yi Feng's suggestion, they went to Tang San's room first. He still wants to use this treasure to lure Tang San. Hearing the news of their return, Tang San stopped his cultivation, looked at them with a smile. You are back. Humph. Xiao Wu still had an angry expression on her face. Ignoring Tang San, Xiao Wu turned to look at Yi Feng. Brother Feng, you said that crystal is a treasure. Why do I feel that you were cheated? Let me have a look. Okay. Yi Feng nodded, stretched out his hand to wipe his wrist, and the head-sized crystal appeared in his hand. This thing, even if Xiao Wu doesn't open his mouth, he will find a chance to take it out. Sure enough, as soon as the crystal appeared, Tang San's eyes were firmly attracted. It's actually a plate crystal. Tang San excitedly looked at the crystal in Yi Feng's hand. With those scorching eyes, people who didn't know it thought they were looking at a peerless beauty. Brother Tang San knows it. Yi Feng looked at Tang San curiously, ready to see him pretend. Don't you guys know what this is? Tang San was startled when he heard this, and then his eyes dodged for a moment. If you look carefully, you can even see Tang San's stiff expression. This guy is dishonest. If this is the case, don't blame me in the future. Although Tang San's expression was subtle, it did not escape Yi Feng's eyes. All I know is that this thing is a treasure. As for what it is, I have to find someone to study it. Yi Feng said casually. Treasure. Yi Feng's words made Tang San's expression stiff, and then a sense of shame welled up in his heart. The ups and downs in mood made Tang San look a little out of control. It turned out that Yi Feng knew that this was a treasure. End of this chapter. Chapter 50 The Generous Yi Feng. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Suppressing the emotions in his heart, Tang San began to introduce the crystal in Yi Feng's hand. Actually, I call the thing in Brother Feng's hand a plate crystal. Because he knew the reason of Yi Feng's strength, Tang San still respected Yi Feng, and called him Brother Feng along with Ning Rongrong. This world is like this. If you have strength, you can get the corresponding status. What is plate crystal? Is this really a treasure? Xiao Wu curiously stretched out her finger and poked on the crystal. Of course nothing was found. When it comes to plate crystals, you have to say hair crystals. The so-called hair crystals are special aggregates produced inside some natural crystals. This aggregate is like a hair thread. As long as there is one, it can be called a treasure. And plate crystals are even rarer treasures than hair crystals, because the hair strands in plate crystals are not one, but the product of many hair strands gathered together. I can use this plate crystal in Feng's hand. Sure, there are at least tens of thousands of strands of hair inside, it can be said to be the treasure of treasures, but I don't know where you got this treasure from. Seeing the plate crystal in Yi Feng's hand, Tang San felt so heartbroken. Why didn't this treasure belong to him? If it is in his hands, Tang San can guarantee that he will definitely be able to exert its maximum effect. It seems that brother Tang San is very familiar with this treasure of mine. I wonder if you can take out what's inside. Seeing Tang San's eager eyes, Yi Feng frowned and said, "No problem." Tang San agreed without thinking. Although the plate crystal is not his, seeing the birth of this natural hidden weapon with his own eyes is a fulfillment of his wish. Seeing Tang San's expression, the smile on Yi Feng's face was even stronger. Brother Tang San is troublesome. With that said, Yi Feng simply handed the plate crystal in his hand to Tang San. Tang San looked serious and saw the plate crystal in Yi Feng's hand. His hands trembled slightly. Yi Feng's ability to hand over this priceless treasure to him is enough to show how assured he is of himself. From this point of view, his thoughts just now were a bit dirty. For a moment, Tang San felt a little ashamed. Just now, he thought that Yi Feng didn't know the value of the plate crystal, and wondered if he could buy it for some money. As a result, although he didn't know what the plate crystal was, he clearly knew that it was a treasure. His plan failed from the very beginning. Although there were thousands of thoughts in his heart, they didn't show on his face. Seeing Tang San's hard work, he stretched out his hand to wipe his waist, and a large blacksmithing hammer appeared in his hand. "Stand back a little so you don't get hurt." Hearing Tang San's instructions, Yi Feng protected Ning, Rongrong and Xiao Wu behind him, and said calmly, "Brother Tang San, it's okay to do it, it's fine." Thinking of Yi Feng's strength, Tang San felt relieved, only to see him wielding the forging hammer. His calf exerted force suddenly, his body turned half a circle, and the first hammer of the chaotic cloak hammer technique was actually swung out. Under the blessing of Tang San's internal energy, the casting hammer glowed with white light, and there was a burst of explosion sound even in the air. Boom, there was a loud noise, and the entire Rose Hotel shook, as if an earthquake had occurred. And the crystals on the ground were naturally shattered under this hammer. Seeing Tang San's reckless performance, Ning Rongrong was about to get angry, but was attracted by the strange change the next moment. On the shattered plate crystal, countless golden light spots suddenly surged out, flying in all directions in the whole room, and the whole room was covered with a layer of golden light mist. Yi Feng stretched out his hand and waved it lightly, stirring the air flow, and all the golden mist sank into Yi Feng's palm one after another like swallows returning to their nests. In an instant, the whole room became clear again. "Ding, your martial soul discovered the chaotic cloak soul skill and is analyzing it." Ding, the analysis is interrupted. Maybe Tang San was too fast, even the system didn't react. Tang San was already over. "It's a pity," Yi Feng secretly said, but he was not completely disappointed. "Anyway, there will be many opportunities in the future, so there is no rush." Thinking of this, Yi Feng turned his gaze to the palm of his hand. Just now, he controlled the airflow and collected all the things that erupted from the crystal plate into his hands. These collected things looked like golden rice grains. Ning Rongrong curiously picked up one, put it in his hand and squeezed it. It was soft but full of elasticity. Even if it was crushed, it would instantly return to a round shape. "This little golden thing is the treasure you mentioned?" Ning Rongrong asked. "Yes, it's him." Tang San looked very excited at this moment. Under the excitement, he ignored any politeness, quickly moved to Yi Feng's side, grabbed a golden particle and looked at it carefully. Sure enough, this is the 8th-ranked natural hidden weapon, the Dragon Beard Needle. "Xiao San, is this also a hidden weapon?" Xiao Wu also approached curiously. She had seen Tang San's hidden weapons before, but she never thought that these golden particles were also hidden weapons. Of course. At this moment, Tang San didn't care to hide it anymore. "I saw him put the golden particles into the palm of his hand, the internal power of Xuantian Kungfu gushed out, and milky white light bloomed in his palm." The next moment, a strange scene appeared. I saw the golden particles slowly stretch out under the internal force of Xuantian Kungfu, and after a while, it turned into a golden sight as thin as a hair. The hair is several times thinner, and the length is a full 3 inches long. What's the use of this silk thread? Looking at this scene, Ning Rongrong also felt surprised, but she didn't realize what the purpose of this thing is. Hearing this, Tang San smiled lightly. He didn't know what technique he used, turned his wrist, and an indiscernible beam of light flashed past quietly, sinking into the quilt on the head of the bed. As the golden silk thread was submerged, a strange situation appeared. Everyone only saw that the quilt was twisted quickly, and it turned into a strange shape in the blink of an eye. The sharp-eyed Xiao Wu hurried over, looking at the twisted quilt in surprise. See, it's just a quilt. Just imagine, if it hit someone. Tang San's words made Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong shudder involuntarily. This hidden weapon is too vicious. This kind of hidden weapon, I call it the dragon's beard needle. In this world, whether a weapon is vicious or not depends on the person who uses it. If you use it, you will be good, and if you use it, you will be evil. There is no distinction between good and evil in hidden weapons. Tang San easily took off the golden thread on the quilt, and after he took it out, the golden thread turned into particles again. Brother Tang San is right. Feng patted his palms lightly, and said with a smile, if we use dragon beard needles to deal with villains, then this hidden weapon is not considered vicious. It's just that this kind of hidden weapon, I'm afraid only the Tang San brothers can use it. We don't have such a strange technique. If so, I see some hidden weapons, why don't I give them to the Tang San brothers? Ah! Tang San looked at Feng in shock, shaking his head again and again. This is no good, I can't take such a precious thing. Don't, if you feel sorry, let's exchange it. You teach me how to use the dragon's beard needle, and I will give you the dragon's beard needle. Isn't it the best of both worlds? Feng smiled secretly, and then said enthusiastically, end of this chapter.